The Continental from the world of John Wick has created a world-breaking concern for the rest of the John Wick movies. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about the Continental. I personally thought it was brilliant. But before I have Winston and Cormac fight it out in their first stage forms as Lovejoy and Riggs...
Mr. Lovejoy.
I can see it's not a singing telegram.
All right, crazy son of a bitch.
You think I'm crazy?
Yeah.
Are you calling me crazy? You think I'm crazy? Yeah, you want to see crazy? I'll tell you.
I'd like to say hello, guys and gals. I'm Nick, and welcome to 30's Feedback. So, the prequel series follows a young Winston and Sharon as they try to carve out a reputation for themselves in 1970s New York, taking on a cutthroat kingpin in order to obtain control of the Continental Hotel. At the center of the battle for power is the coin press responsible for printing the signature gold coins traded among the denizens of the criminal underworld, from everything from clothing and lodging to guns and assassinations. The Continental builds on the lore that has become intrinsic to the world of John Wick and elevates the films from generic action movies into something more interesting and unique. Even though it fills in some gaps of the John Wick timeline, it also presents some ways to alter it. The main plot with the coin press and how the Continental ends with Winston's control of the hotel presents a potential problem that could shatter the foundation of the criminal underworld upon which the High Table presides. Given the old adage that there's no honour among thieves, it's not surprising that it takes something like a coin press to maintain order in an otherwise chaotic system. Its coin sets the rules for the criminal underworld that, if left to its own devices, would descend into chaos. If someone stole the press in order to make their own coins, then they would be able to hold dominion over assassins far and wide, paying out markers as they saw fit and potentially becoming very powerful in a short amount of time. At the same time, forbidding the High Table from making any more of the coins would also limit the scope of their power. Anyone could establish themselves at the top with enough coins to give to enough assassins to back them up. Previously, only the High Table had the clout to oversee hits and determine which members could live, die, or leave the criminal underworld, with specific gold coins accounting for payment of everything from suits and weapons to lodgings. It is in the High Table's best interest to continue controlling that particular flow of commerce. When Winston first encountered Frankie, his brother told him that a group called the Nile offered him enough money to walk away from Cormac forever, as long as he stole the coin press for them. At the end of the Continental's final episode, the adjudicator reveals that she was the one who hired Frankie, and by killing her, Winston sends a message to the High Table that he's taking control of the Continental, whether they like it or not. It's a powerful message that reframes Winston's backstory in John Wick and asserts his dominance in a world where whoever controls the flow of gold coins makes the rules. Whomever has control of the social relationships elicited by the gold coins can, as Winston did, create an army. Knowing that anyone could steal it and flood the market with gold coins, thus destabilizing the entire system, it's not surprising that a centralized forge, like the one overseen by Barada in John Wick Chapter 3 Parabellum, was created. If the adjudicator was indeed part of the Nile looking to topple an organization that predates the Roman Empire, then they could represent a disgruntled part of the cabal, particularly because of what the High Table did to their face. The coin press isn't seen in the John Wick films, but Winston knows exactly where it is, in the vault of the abandoned bank that he bought Maisie and the Bowery. Assuming it hasn't been moved, then he was safeguarding it the entire time, and it could be the key to John Wick taking down the High Table in John Wick 5. While he killed their ambassador, there are many members of the High Table left unaccounted for, and the true ending to John Wick's story should involve taking them all out. The coin press, assuming that there's only one and not several in the mints and treasuries overseas, controls the way that John Wick's world operates in the Continental. Without the distinct gold markers being passed around, none of it has any meaning, and there's no agreed upon code of conduct. Destroying the one thing that the High Table can't function without, or threatening to, could be a way for John Wick to apply a scorched earth policy that rebuilds the criminal underworld into something more egalitarian.